Hi, it's Colin Coward. I started The Volume to bring you some of the most authentic voices in sports. While you're here, make sure you hit subscribe. Thanks.
Let's talk about the games because we have two pretty good football games. I watched today. I was on the treadmill, health as well, so get a little sweat on this morning. Actually, Stairmaster. I don't stand straight up. Sometimes I lean over. Probably not great for, says you burn a lot of calories, but who knows? And I take my iPad and I go to the NFL Game Pass and I threw on Week 17. Chiefs, Bengals. The Chiefs were up on the road 21-7 and 28-14. And it kind of hit me this morning. I think you can make the argument that over the last, I think Rodgers was the best player start to finish. No problem with him winning the MVP. Brady was obviously awesome. But I think the last 7-8 weeks, maybe 6-7 weeks, the two best players in the league have been Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, but specifically Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, they've scored the last 2 weeks in the playoffs 84 points. Now, I know one went to overtime, 84 points. 84 points. Well, in that game, they had 28 points in the first half. That they were in cruise control. This guy is going couple-year throwback. Like, hey, guys, remember me? I'm the guy that signed for $450 million. He was eviscerating them. And I think the Chiefs, in a vacuum, are 10 points better than these guys. So now at home, at Arrowhead, and I know Joe Burrow said he's never seen a stadium yet that's louder than the SEC, and I get it. He played at Tiger Stadium. Well, get ready, because this place is going to be bananas. And you're playing the best player in the sport of football with two of the best teammates in the sport of football. And I would say right now, the best coach in football. So I like the Chiefs, and I like them big. Now, Honey Badger I saw today is back at practice. One thing I was told by people with the Chiefs, because last week obviously was a joke, right? Gabriel Davis is wide open. It's like, what's going on? It's one thing if your corner slips, but it was happening every play. They're like, Honey Badger is the communicator on our defense. He lines everybody up. So they're not rolling out Deion Sanders, right? Darrelle Reeves. That's not, the Chiefs don't have elite cover guys. And even Honey Badger, now at this point in time of his career, is a little older. He is one of the smartest players in the NFL. And once he got the concussion in that game, that threw everything off for them. And their alignment and assignments, and they were out of whack. So he's going to play in this game. And if he plays in that game, obviously they gave up. Jamar Chase looked like Randy Moss meets Jerry Rice meets Terrell Owens. If you didn't see a box score, you'd be like, he had 20 catches for 500 yards and 6 touchdowns. He eviscerated the Chiefs. There is no way. As someone told me in Kansas City, like, if he does that again, we deserve to lose. And that's a fact. If you can't, I would do what the Niners just did to Devontae. You double team him. What the Bills should have done to Tyreek Hill, double team him. Have two guys, one below, one ahead, bracket, do whatever the fuck you want. Double team him at the line of scrimmage. I don't care what you do. You send two guys wherever number one goes. Because under no circumstances can number one have 300 yards like he did last game. And I would imagine Steve Spagnuolo, who once upon a time might have taken down, I don't know, the greatest offense we've ever seen, can figure something out the second time around. I like the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs big in this game. Joe Burrow has had an incredible season. Jamar Chase, Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's been awesome to watch. Nothing but respect. They got to be one of the youngest, cooler teams in the league. They deserve all their flowers, as the kids would say. But this is the Chiefs' time. They're going to head to the Super Bowl, and they're going to be favored against whoever they play. And then for the main event, because really the AFC's main event was last week, Bills-Chiefs, which would have been – can you imagine how sweet it would have been if it's Bills-Chiefs? And I'm not trying to diminish the Bengals. You deserve to be here. And the Bills and Chiefs screwed up with the seeding and everything, but, God, it would be awesome if it was Bills-Chiefs, Niners-Rams. Kyle Shanahan has beat this guy 6 times in a row. 6 times in a row. 6 times in a row. That's pretty nuts, right? That's wild. Obviously, the connection of the two of them. There was a really good article by one of Bill Simmons' little minions on The Ringer about the two guys and how their offenses are way different. And it was fascinating. Obviously, once you start reading it and saying it out loud, it makes a lot of sense. Sean McVay runs a passing offense. That's why he wanted Matt Stafford. He wants to go 3 and 4 wide and throw the rock around. Kyle Shanahan's the opposite. Kyle Shanahan has 2 running backs because one of his running backs is a fullback, Kyle Juszczyk, who's one of the most underappreciated guys in the league. He is a star. I think he's going to a 6th straight Super Bowl or Pro Bowl or whatever. He loves running the ball. Kyle Shanahan dreams about slamming the ball down your throat with toss plays, Debo or Elijah Mitchell, where Matt Stafford and Sean McVay want to throw bombs. So they're kind of polar opposites of teams, right? But the Matt Stafford that the 49ers have seen during the season, week 18 and then whatever, week 6 or 7 or whenever they played earlier in the season on that Monday night game, 4 interceptions, turned the ball over at a high rate, and the Niners took advantage of it. And the week 18 game, he had a couple interceptions in the second half. Obviously, the interception that ended the game, but another one that got the Niners, I guess the game was tied at the time, but it was a huge momentum swing. And the Matt Stafford that we've seen the last couple weeks in the playoffs has not turned the ball over. He's been magnificent. If Matt Stafford is going to play like he has the last 2 weeks, I think the Rams win. Here's the problem. The 49ers pass rush is dominant. The Rams offensive line, not great. And a big reason that they're 6-0 against them the last 6 games is because the 49ers kick the shit out of them at the point of attack, the line of scrimmage. The one place still in the NFL and really the sport of football where you're allowed to be physical. You're allowed to, crack skulls. You're not allowed to hit anyone anywhere else. But at the line of scrimmage, you are. And the 49ers defensive line, led by their defensive line coach, Chris Kasurik, just gets after your ass. And they sacked Matt Stafford the last several times they've played him. They dominated the line of scrimmage in the 2 playoff games. And to me, if the Niners are going to win, that's going to be the difference. Deebo Samuel, they have not been able to stop him. He has thrown for a touchdown. He's caught a touchdown. He's ran for several touchdowns against the Rams this season. Now, the Rams, what they had going for him, Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo, in that Week 18 game, had some terrible interceptions, and he could have had several more interceptions. He's not a trustworthy player. He, at any given moment, can throw the ball to your team. And Jalen Ramsey is a superstar. And I think his physicality, to me, he's kind of the new age Richard Sherman, makes everyone else in that secondary physical. The Rams secondary will tackle, and they can all make plays on the ball, beside maybe Taylor Rapp, who's just a guy. But if Jimmy Garoppolo turns the ball over, it's hard to overcome turnovers in the playoff games. It's very hard. The Niners got very lucky that Jimmy's red zone interception last week didn't cost him the game, because it should have. He throws the red zone pick, and then Aaron Rodgers throws the ball to Aaron Jones, and they are able to block a kick that would have been a 10-point lead at halftime. It would have been bad. And then the Niners get a turnover on the block punt, right? Actually, all the turnovers really, for the most part in that game, I guess the Mercedes Lewis had a fumble and Jimmy had a pick, but the Packers had multiple turnovers and really, obviously, that punt block in the kicking game. So if you're going to turn the ball over in the second half of these tight games, you're going to lose. Now, it's impossible to avoid a Jimmy Garoppolo interception because he throws interceptions. But if they can get Matt Stafford as well to turn the ball over, because he was a turnover machine this season, but it's gone away these last 2 weeks. And, I like the 49ers in this game, but if Matt Stafford is going to play like he has the last 2 weeks, the Rams could easily win. Can't wait to watch this thing. I think this has a chance to, kind of like Mahomes and Allen. Have you guys seen the NFC? Sean Payton just retired. Well, I would say the 2 best coaches in the NFC, beside Kyle and Sean, are Pete Carroll and Bruce Arians. Google their age. Both 70 years old. They're not coaching much longer. So look at the rest of the NFC. Uberflus. The Giants don't even have a coach yet. Matt Rule. The Saints don't have a coach. Mike McCarthy. Like, you start going around. Cliff Kingsbury. How are these guys not going to kick the shit out of everyone for the foreseeable future? That they are. If we did an NFC coaching draft, especially if you factored in age, these would be a lock to go 1 and 2. There would be a wide gap. Who would even be next? Like Nick Sirianni, he was solid this year. We'll see. He's got to get a quarterback. But I've seen Kyle Shanahan win without quarterbacks. He's won with Jimmy Garoppolo. So these guys are on a completely different level. Incredible coaching matchup, and I think something we're going to see for a long period of time. And let's enjoy these games on Sunday, because it's going to be a long off season. Well, luckily, there's a lot going on in the off season. We'll keep talking football. Thanks for watching 3 and Out. You can check out the podcast below in the description, and make sure you subscribe right now to the Volumes YouTube channel.